No lie. This cheap shit right here, I used to drink a whole bottle of this in one night, straight up. And then I would leave and go back and get some more with that shit. And I get it like a 4-pack of that. No lie, that's my word. That's my word, yo, for real. Whole bottle of that shit. Yo, I used to get tore up, yo. I can't believe my liver's still functioning. Oh man, y'all got me going crazy up in here, yo, for real. I never forget it. Never forget it. Had to be 8 or 9 years old, living in Brooklyn, New York. My stepfather and I were looking at wrestling, WWF. Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant. And it's typical. It's normal for him to roll up, you know what I'm saying? Reefer, that's what he called it. Reefer and some rolling papers, easy widers. You know, he rolls it up, licks it, takes a lighter to it, you know what I'm saying? And pulls it, you know what I'm saying? This particular day, I don't know why, but he passed it to me, you know, and I pulled it, right? He was just like telling me, stop pulling it so hard, you know. I pulled it, pause, you know what I'm saying? I pulled it twice and like it was like, I don't know, it was your euphoria or some shit, you know what I'm saying? I felt so good, you know, and then he had me drink, I think it was some slit malt liquor bull, some shit. It was some cheap shit. He always drink that, like the blue bull. I ain't never had that cheap shit. The shit that you see crackheads drink, but he wasn't no crackhead. Well, that's another story. I don't even want to get into that, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, you know, he had me drink that, and you know, I just, you know, I was bugging out. I started laughing and everything. You know what I mean? Everything was funny, you know. So after that night, and let me say this too, let me take it back a little bit. My mom wasn't there, so she don't even know about this story. You understand? My mom was a devout Christian. The only type of drugs that she took was Easy Jesus, and it sure wasn't E&J. It was Jesus Christ, and it wasn't the black one, you know what I'm saying, that you saw on Good Times. No, it wasn't that one. You know what I'm saying? It was the white Jesus Christ that everybody worshiped. You understand? So, you know, fast forward, you know, after that episode, you know, I never indulged in any type of drugs, you know what I'm saying, liquor or weed or whatever, you know, especially being that my mother and I, as well as my sister, we moved down to North Carolina, and, you know, I, you know, was around my mother's side of the family, and they did no drugs. They were Christians, you know, they all worship Jesus Christ, the white one, you understand? So from the ages of 8 all the way up to about 18, I did no drugs whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? I was into working out, you know, and plus there was a lot of commercials out there that literally scared me. You know, you had Nancy Reagan that had her commercial, and it would come on, and I don't know, she had some type of motherfucking problem. She was shaking and shit, you know, on the commercial, and was like, if somebody offers you drugs, just say no. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you had that. Then you had, you know, the after school TV shows where Ricky, you know what I'm saying, took some bad drugs. They had to rush him to school. Rush him to the hospital. You understand? Then you had the other commercial where they held up an egg and they said, this is your brain. And then they cracked the egg and threw it in a frying pan, and the egg is frying. And then they said, this is your brain on drugs. So that kind of shook me. You understand? I didn't want to do any type of drugs. Being that I thought that marijuana, drinking, and all the rest of that shit was like some drugs that will literally kill you, right? So it wasn't until I was about 19 that I indulged again. You understand? And I'll never forget it. I had moved back to New York. I lived with my father in Jamaica, Queens, and I would actually go to work in Manhattan, working for this place called Airborne Express. I was a delivery man, you know what I'm saying? Dropping off packages, mail, and all the rest of that shit, right? And on the weekends, I would actually go to Long Island, Glen Clove, Long Island, where my cousin stayed at. And she, you know what I'm saying, would always have the drugs, you understand? No hard drugs. It was always marijuana, some form of liquor. If it wasn't liquor, it was beer, wine, or something like that. Let me take it back. It wasn't even wine, because only old people drunk wine, for real. And I'm gonna get to that, right? So anyway, I go over there, and I'll never forget it. The first time that I officially smoked weed was with her. She showed me how to roll it up. You know, I think she rolled her shit up in either a Dutch Master or a White Owl. I can't remember. You know what I'm saying? She showed me how to roll it up. She showed me how to pull it. And then, you know, she, you know, literally gave me shotguns and shit. I don't even know if y'all still do that shit. Shotguns, and that shit just blew my mind, you know what I'm saying? And she had the Christmas lights on with the lights turned off, and the Christmas lights are blinking, and the music is banging. You know, at the time, this is the 90s, you know what I'm saying? The 90s golden era, you know, Channel Live is playing this, you know, all we do is spark mad ism, you know what I'm saying? Then you got Mad Lion, you know what I mean? Smoke that blunt. Yo, spark that blunt, chief, da-da-da-da-da, and it's just like crazy, you know what I'm saying? It's like bangers back to back, you understand? In the 90s, it just really fucked me up, and I really wanted to come back every weekend to get high, to get right, you understand? So Monday through Friday, I would actually, you know, work, you know, be sober, and then on the weekends, I would take the LIRR to Glen Cove, Long Island, you know what I'm saying? And I had a little chick over there that I was screwing, and I had my get right, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we would smoke, you know, blunts, but then other times we would smoke out of the bowl, you know what I'm saying? And bombs and shit like that. It was lit, you know what I'm saying? So, making a long story short, I wound up leaving New York because I couldn't stay and live with my father, you know what I'm saying? Two Tauruses in the same house, you know, we were bang heads, pause. And so I hated the Monday through Friday. So I wound up moving back to North Carolina, and I took my bad habits along with me. And the people that I knew before I left North Carolina, they weren't doing nothing. When I got down there, I showed him, I introduced them to weed and all the rest of that shit. And so we started our own little thing where we would get high and drink and shit like that. And this shit became a weekend thing where, you know, whatever the rap songs whatever the rappers were talking about, that's what we were drinking. You understand? If you had Dr. Dre talking about rolling down the street, smoking endo, drinking on gin and juice, we would go to the fucking liquor store right then and there and drink and get that gin. You know what I'm saying? If it was Tanqueray, we would get Tanqueray. If it was Moet, we would get Moet. Dom Perignon was a little too expensive back then, so you know, we would just, you know, get, you know, a little cheap shit. You know what I'm saying? We was crazy at the time. You know what I'm saying? I was boosting clothes. I was doing a whole lot of illegal shit. You know what I'm saying? I was drinking Cisco liquid crack. So you all know where I was at. You know what I'm saying? We were drinking Mad Dog 2020, walking up in the clubs and shit, dancing and shit, bumping into motherfuckers, and then wanting to fight. Why? Because we was just John Blaze the fuck up. And I could give you several different stories of are episodes of where I was fucked up and I made so many different irrational decisions, choices and shit like that could have cost me my motherfucking life. I could go on and on and on. Like when I hit two crackheads, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I hit them and my car was fucked up. Well, it really wasn't my car, it was my girlfriend's car. And they want some shit like, yo, we're gonna call the cops on you. So I skeeted out, drove away, and the goddamn crackheads chasing after me. I could talk about several different motherfucking stories. You know what I'm saying? When I got fired from my job, and then I said, well, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, life is meaningless. I might as well go to the motherfucking weed, man, and get me some weed. Now, here I am. I got bills. I got rent to pay. I got a car note. My aunt was so nice. It was so nice of her to do it. She co-signed, you know, for me to get the car that I got. You understand? There's a bubble in the tire. I'm driving around with no insurance, a bubble in the tire. The repo man is chasing after me. My aunt is calling me because she's getting harassed too, because she's getting phone calls from the car dealership of delinquent payments that I'm not making them. You know what I'm saying? I go to the weed, man. I want you to take all my sorrows away. I get motherfucking that good sticky icky dime sack and shit. I chief that shit the fuck up. I go see this shorty, and right on me going see the shorty, it's a bubble in the tire. So I said, you know what? I said to myself, let me pull to the side. And I think it was an East Durham. Let me pull to the side and get the shit fixed, because it was a tire man over there. He was selling used tires for like $25. I go to the tire place. I'm sitting down waiting to get the tire fixed. Now this is in East Durham. You know what I'm saying? I think it was right across the street from not too far from Few Gardens or some shit like that. I hear boom. You know what I'm saying? I duck, everybody duck in the tires place. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, I come outside. I see the whole side panel of my motherfucking car lifted the fuck up. Why? Because the tire blew up and lifted the whole side panel up. So here I am, I get the tire fixed. I'm driving around with half of the fucking car lifted up on the side. I don't got no insurance to fix the shit. My uncle is looking for me and shit. He's knocking on the doors, waiting to fuck me up. I could go on and on, give you mad stories of when I used to get fucked up. And I am definitely surprised that my liver and lungs are still functional. That's my word. That's my word. Not even lying. Never forget this time, man. You know, I was living with this dumbass motherfucker. We was selling bootleg movies and shit, making good money. Bootleg movies and CDs. This nigga want to start selling crack. You understand? So, make no story short, I get bored, you know, on the weekend. And, you know, I ain't had no car. My license to vote. I got 2 evictions on my motherfucking, my credit. You know what I'm saying? And, I'm like, I don't have no choice but to live with the dude. You know what I'm saying? He got good credit. So the one that sells bootleg movies along with me and crack. So I'm bored as shit in the house. I go out with him to sell crack. Not for me to sell it, but I'm just chilling in the car or whatever. This fat broad comes up. She's cute. She's Lizzo type status. You know what I'm saying? She cute in the face, but the body is just like, you know what I'm saying? You need to put a stick of wide load on her ass. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect. You know, so she comes up to the car. She talking. I guess she wants something or whatever have you. He gets out the car. They have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? He gets back in the car. He says, yo, how you think the broad look? I said, yo, let me tell you something. The broad is, you know, she nice looking to be, you know, a big girl. You know what I'm saying? You know, a BBW. I guess that's what you call it. You know, she gets in the car, right? Now I'm high, I'm drunk or whatever have you, and I'm not gonna lie, the broad she's big, but as I'm still like getting fucked up. You know what I'm saying? In the process of him doing what he doing, and then, you know, en route back home and shit. You know, cause man, I'm telling you, man, I used to think weed, marijuana, and drinking while driving was perfectly legal, right? So, man, the more and more we get closer to the house, motherfucking Lizzo is looking more like a slim Beyonce. So I'm like, yo, my eyes are fucking with me or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, this broad is like looking fine right about now, but she ain't my piece. You know what I'm saying? I guess he'd taking her home to, you know, like, get him some pussy and then he'd give her the crack or whatever, right? So we get to the house, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting in the living room like I normally do, and I'm playing my music or whatever have you. And you know, I'm smoking at that point in time I was smoking cigarettes too. So I'm smoking weed, you know what I'm saying? But I'm smoking a cigarette to keep the high back up, you know what I'm saying? When I'm not smoking weed anymore, right? When I'm done with the weed, right? And I think I was drinking like a 40 ounce or some shit. I can't remember what it was. I think I went to the liquor store and got me some Puerto Rican rum, brown that is. I can't remember. Anyway, you know, I'm out there, you know what I'm saying, in the living room. I got my own room and he got his, right? So the dude comes out, you know, my roommate or whatever, he comes out and he's like, yo, listen, the boy wants some, you know, some of that crack. I'm like, well, what the fuck you telling me for? You the one who sell crack? He's like, yo, you know, she ain't got no money, da. So he was like, yo, you know, I'm dead ass serious. I'm not making this up. She was like, this is what he's telling me. Yo, she like, yo, she'll give you a blowjob if, you know, you give her $10. I said, say less, bring the broad, bring Lizzo in here, you know what I'm saying? So she comes in here and I'm like, all right, you know, I drop drawers or whatever. She give me top, you know what I'm saying? That shit is mad sloppy. And I ain't get the, you know, like write my name on her face, and, you know, I don't even want to go there, but you know what I'm saying. I ain't really get down and dirty with the broad, you know what I'm saying? And then as usual, you tore up, man. No disrespect to bigger women, but y'all look like fucking top models when you fucked up. So I got sloppy toppy, you know what I'm saying? I'm pissed off because she like, I'm done. She takes the $10 or whatever. I curse the bitch out, right? She goes back in the room. I guess she smoke her thing, smoke crap, whatever have you. You know what I'm saying? Next day, she spend the night. Next day, you know, she bring her sister over. I'm like, all right, cool. The sisters, you know, all right. But I'm like, she all right like 10 years ago. if you understand where I'm coming from. So I was like, I ain't touching that broad. Them two go back in the room. I'm thinking, okay, my man, you know what I'm saying? He gonna do a threesome with the broad. Ain't do no threesome. So then he comes out. I'm like, yo, you ain't hit the broad up? Nothing? He's like, nah, goofy. You know what I'm saying? Goofy nigga. You know what I'm saying? Fuck boy. He ain't no gay, but you know what I'm saying? Goofy nigga, you know? Anyway, you know, I'm like, well, damn, man, you might as well wipe the bitch up and move in. And that's exactly what that nigga did. So next thing you know, this boy going in the refrigerator, pulling out. At that time, I got turkey bacon. I'm not vegetarian. I got turkey bacon in there. I got ground turkey. She pulling out shit like she went to the grocery store. Like she went to Food Line and had the MVP card. Like she went to Harris Teeter and had the Vic card or some shit like that. Like she got discounts and coupons and shit. Man, let me tell you something, man. I stayed high every day while I was living with that broad and that nigga. Got story for days, man. You know what I'm saying? Living in a boarding room, you know what I'm saying? And it's crackheads. Everybody else is crackheads, you know what I'm saying? The whole street. Those familiar with Durham, North Carolina, East Durham, Angel Avenue, you know what I'm saying? Is the freaks come out at night. It was Flatbush zombie land and shit. You know what I'm saying? For real. Everybody was crackheads except for me, my girl and I, and the two drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? Got story for days, man. I used to stay fucked up. I was drunk and high for at least 4 years straight of my life. Now, off and on, I would drink and smoke, but I went straight on a binge for about 4 years straight. And when I tell you, man, I'm glad that I'm in the position that I'm in right now. I am. Because, seriously, man, I mean, I never did any type of heavy drugs, but I was a straight up alcoholic, a weedhead, you know what I'm saying? And when I had stress and when I had problems, I would always drink my problems away and smoke my problems away. And at the end of the day, it never lasted. You know what I'm saying? When you get high, when you get drunk, it only lasts for a small period amount of time, and then that's it. You know what I'm saying? And what we fail to realize, and I say we, is that, you know, when we drink and when we smoke, the money that we buy, you know, we buy, you know, the weed and the alcohol, you know what I'm saying? We can take that money and save. You know what I'm saying? Looking back, reflecting back on life, and the numerous of times I went to the liquor store, the numerous of times that I went to go see the weed man, I probably spent thousands upon thousands of dollars. And those thousands upon thousands of dollars that I spent, it's crazy. You know, here I am drinking and smoking my pain away, because, you know, I have no money. But that money that I used to buy the weed, to buy the liquor, I could have used on bills. You know, I remember when I got the DWI in Mineola, Long Island. Man, I spent damn near $5,000 to get myself out of that trouble. You know what I'm saying? Get my license back. Man, a total, Pretty Ricky knows this, man. I spent thousands upon thousands of dollars to get my license back. I've had my license for about 5 years now. But prior to the 5 years, most of my life I drove with my license revoked or suspended. The decisions that I made while under the influence cause a great deal of pain that I'm still paying for. I'm almost paid off. And I say that because, you know, it's memories, it's times in your life where you sit back and you like, man, I wasted a chunk of my life away that I can never get back, ever. While my friends were going to college and graduating and pursuing their career, you understand? And my family were being responsible, taking care of their responsibilities. I was getting high. I was getting drunk. You understand? And I mean, it could have been the death of me, for real. It really could have, you know. And do you drink now, Lanks, or do you smoke? I haven't had a drink in like a year. You understand? Weed wise, probably about two. I'm gonna be real. Fuck it. This is about 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was doing Postmates, and this white lady, she came up to me. I was dropping some food off to her, and hippie white lady, right off of Central Avenue. You know what I'm saying? I forgot what they call that area. You know what I'm saying, in Charlotte. But anyway, you know, she came up to me and I gave her the food, and she was like, I tell you what, I got $5. Or you can get some of the sticky icky. She put the bag out, and it was a nice thick ass fucking dime sack, all buds in it. And I never in my life bought weed from somebody white. It's always, you know, somebody black. I said, you know what? I'm gonna take my chances. Give me that sticky icky. I took that shit home. You know what I'm saying? Went to the park. I did it old school. Went to the park, rolled up, chiefed that shit up. That's my word. I'm not even lying. That's my word. While I was chiefing up and like right down the street from, like, walking distance from my community, whatever, it was some white girls further down, like from where I was at, several feet down where I was at, and they were chiefing too. Chiefing up. I'm pulling it hard. Next thing you know, motherfuckers start getting paranoid. Walking back home. You understand? I think that was around George Floyd time. And it's like 2 or 3 cops that live in the neighborhood, in the community that I live in. You know what I'm saying? I went home and I ate something. I went to bed. So, you know, it's been 2 years since I've had marijuana, and then a year since I've had something to drink. I don't think that I will ever drink any type of hard liquor or drink excessively if and when I ever do. You understand? Marijuana wise, next time I smoke, it'll probably be in the West Indies. You know what I'm saying? Unless someone comes around and they got that good sticky icky, not that genetically modified shit. You know what I'm saying? I truly believe, I'm not talking about cocaine and all the harsh drugs. I'm talking about marijuana, drinking. I think that as long as you are responsible, and what you're supposed to be responsible as an adult, that it's okay to do. You understand? It's okay to do. But not like how I did it when I was younger. You understand? And I know for a fact that I'll never binge or do anything like that again, because I have little people that depend on me, and that's my children. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them to go down the same path that I went down. They're in a drug-free environment, and that's how it should be. So, that's my story time when I used to be an alcoholic as well as a weed head. I hope you all enjoyed it. Other than that, my name is Langston292. I want you to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely share this video, and there'll be more stories to come. Peace.